welcome back. Joining us this morning are Ethan Robinson and Eduardo Tovar with Pollinator Project Rogue Valley. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, good morning.
Now, for those that aren't familiar with Pollinator Project Rogue Valley and the work that they do, can you kind of fill our viewers in?
Yeah, so me and Ethan run the youth program for the Pollinator Project Rogue Valley. We're considered the Pollinator Pals, so we go into schools, so we really focus on native plants and native pollinators, teaching that to the youth. So one thing we did just last week, we were at Jackson Elementary, and we taught kids how to dissect flowers and looking where the pollen and where the native pollinator might go to find some pollen. So that's one of the things we've done just recently.
Okay, so you guys work with the community a lot and focus on education and awareness of native plants and pollinators?
Yeah, so through classes and events, we get people informed on the really interesting species that you can find here in the Rogue Valley and the plants and parts of the ecosystem that support them.
Tell us what you guys brought here today. I have some dead bugs and a microscope, so can you explain what this is?
All right, so this is one of my favorite teaching tools. We had this up at the Crest at Willowet earlier this week, and we use these microscopes and insect specimens to give students the chance to look really closely at the interesting anatomical features and adaptations that pollinators have. Like if you look at this little sweat bee, which is called a sweat bee because it drinks sweat, or
gross.
Cow tears. Yeah, it's a bad, I personally wouldn't do that, but I'm not gonna judge them too much. They know what they're doing.
Right.
But you can look at them, see their interesting colors and their extra eyes. All bees have 5 eyes. And also like moths and the scales that they have coating their wings to dampen bat echolocation and escape spider webs. It's fun for students to see that, connect to it, and get that little spark of interest.
Wow, it gets a really up close and personal, so you can learn more about them and a variety of different insects too. And it's just really amazing. They have their own little world, and so it's really great that you guys offer that as a teaching tool. Coming up on June 21st, you're having a Picnic for Pollinator Pals fundraiser. So what can people expect with that?
So one thing we did in the fall was we planted a native pollinator garden already there in the fall. So we're looking forward to showing that to the rest of the community. And there'll be some games and some good food. Do you know who's making the food?
Yeah, so Michelle at the Farm Bus Bistro is going to be making some great food, and also we'll probably see some cool caterpillars.
Oh, nice. Love caterpillars. Sounds like a fun event to bring the whole family out and enjoy. If businesses or sponsors want to get involved with this event, what is the best way for them to get started?
So pollinatorprojectroguevalley.org, that's our website, and it has all the contact info there. So that's where I'd say reach out, get in contact, and that's also a great way for the community to learn more about what we do, but also learn about the resources available for education, their own gardens, or just any citizen science or conservation projects that they can take.
Absolutely. And with summer approaching and wildfire season starting this weekend, is there anything that people should be aware of during the hotter months to protect our local pollinators?
So mid and high severity fire patches are a part of a natural fire regime. So it creates habitat diversity for ground nesting bees or wood boring beetles that are still pollinators. Now, obviously don't go out and start fires, but what you can do is promote the native habitat for pollinators and their ecosystem. So nesting habitat, foods for them to eat, prey for them if they're like a parasitoid or a hummingbird. They're pollinators that eat hundreds of insects throughout their lifetime. So recreating that native ecosystem that has kind of been pushed back by the introduction of invasive species is the best way to support pollinators during this time of year.
Right, because the pollinators won't come if there's no food for the pollinators. Is there anything either of you would like to mention before we wrap up today?
Oh, we're just really excited to be doing this. This is such an incredible community where people can easily get excited about this, and they're excited to get excited and learn things about the place that they're in. Getting the chance to take students out to explore the region is really important to us, so we're just really grateful to have that opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, Ethan, Eduardo, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. The Picnic for Pollinator Pals fundraiser is coming up Saturday, June 21st at Arpeggio Vineyard and Sunflower Farm in Phoenix. Tickets include a beverage and a catered farm fresh meal, plus tons of fun activities for the whole family. For tickets and for more information about the fundraiser, other upcoming events, and the project's overall mission, just visit pollinatorprojectroguevalley.org. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being on our show. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.